Alright, what's up guys? So in this video, I'm going to be going over something that you need to pay attention to when trading supply and demand. Okay, this is something that I've studied for a long time, and it's a very obvious kind of cue, like one little thing that you can just look at that is going to help you stay away from certain supply and demand zones. It really help you determine when to take the trade. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, you can see right here we have ES futures on a 4-hour chart. You can also see we have a nice 4-hour demand zone. Okay, so price, we move up, we move down, a little consolidation, we have a fast move higher, we form our demand zone here. All right, now coming into the market, you can see this is a pretty big zone, right? So me personally, I don't want to be risking 26 points on ES. All right, I definitely could do that, aim for the highs, maybe get a 2-3 hour trade. Personally, I want to be a little more safe, play shorter time frame, get a better confirmation, something I can take with the day trade. All right, so here's the thing you guys need to understand. Okay, now when price comes into this demand zone, we want to watch and wait for the reaction, right? That's key. Now price comes straight down, right? Really fast move down. We come inside, slowly stair step up, and then we take off. Okay, now there's a few things you want to keep in common or keep in your head while this is going on, right? You want to see how price approaches demand. Okay, because let's think about this for a second. If we have a nice demand zone here, in order for price to get down to that demand zone for an entry, it needs to be in a downtrend, just like this. Okay, for price to get down to this demand, right? Really try and figure this out. Price has to be in a downtrend. So there's two ways that price can get to that demand zone in a downtrend, right? We can kind of go like this. Right, so let's say this is our demand zone. We can kind of stair step it with a lot of pullbacks, very high pullbacks, something like this. Or we can have a move that looks like this. See the difference? See the difference here, if you look at it, is we have a decent supply zone up here, okay? Versus here, the supply zone's all the way down here, okay? And this applies to all different time frames, no matter what you're looking at, okay? Every stock, every ticker, whatever it is. It's all different time frames, all works. So when price is stair-stepping down like this, you can now have a very good, clear indication of, okay, in order for me to want to get long, I want to see price break that high and start to see an uptrend, right? I want to see price break over this supply zone right here. Versus here, right, if we're looking at this example, price comes down to this demand, get rid of this. There's no real high that we use as confirmation for price to break. It's all the way up here. So even if price keeps going higher, even if this thing goes all the way to the moon, all the way higher, there's not a good enough confirmation for me to want to get long, okay? Even though it's a good demand zone, even though we're in an uptrend, okay? We still have a higher, we have a really good supply zone all the way up here. Okay, and this is exactly what you're seeing if we zoom out up here on this example. So let me go ahead, draw that 4-hour demand zone back in, show you this. Okay, so we have this demand zone here, right? So we have this demand zone, you can zoom in. So there's a 4-hour demand, we'll zoom in on like a 5-minute time frame, right? Actually, we'll go to 15. So when you guys look at this, tell me what you see, right? What do we have? We have the demand form. We have a little bit of like a kind of consolidative pullback, and we have a fast move lower, okay? Bring this out, and this is our demand. This is not ideal, right? If I'm looking at a chart like this, disregard this for a second. This is pretty much the same thing. If I'm looking at a chart like this, right, you can of course, obviously just get long right at demand, stop the lows, target the highs, right? If you want to have a better win rate, have a much better risk reward, better confirmation, okay, you're going to want to wait for price to get above this supply zone before you take any action, okay? Because if price is able to get above this supply zone, that tells us two things, okay? Assuming we're in a higher time frame uptrend, it tells us A, that there's enough buyers here where price can take it all the way up here, right? So now we have a target where price can go back to new highs, okay? The next thing we have is that whatever low forms right here, right? So if price has been going like this, end up breaking through it. This low, okay, should hold in the short term, at least, okay? This low should hold in the short term. Now, why should it hold in the short term? Well, price is just a factor of supply and demand. And when price comes down to demand, we have buyers. If buyers are able to take price above supply, then buyers are in control. And we would expect this low to hold. And at this point, now we know we can look for a move back to the higher time frame high all the way up here, right? See how this is different versus if price did something like this, right? Let's say price has this demand, right? We come up, we have this little consolidative, and we come down for more lows like this, right? The difference here is this move right here is straight down. That's the only difference I'm looking at. That's really all that matters. This move right here, straight down. This move right here, we have a nice little pullback, nice little formation, nice little consolidation. What really happening is we have highs, we have supply zones that are being formed that we can look at for price to get above and confirm our bullish sentiment. Then we can look for the pullback to get long, right? So going back to our example, draw that in again. We wanted to get long here, and this is actually what I was watching today, and I didn't end up getting long. Now you could say, Jordan, you missed a great opportunity. You're looking to get long here, we had a nice move out. Sure, maybe I did miss it, but I'm only taking my A+ setups that I know work. And for me, if I see price looking like this, we'll go on like an hourly time frame. Price looking like this, where we got a nasty supply zone, right as price comes into demand, right? Straight move down. I'm going to want to see price get above that supply before I look for any longs, okay? And even though, if we zoom in on a smaller time frame, yes, you can see, well, we start making higher highs, higher lows, we start seeing uptrend. Yes, that is true. Me, personally, I do not want to see price, I do not want to get into this position, in a bullish position, until I see price get above that supply zone, okay? And if price were to get above the supply zone here, then that would give me a lot more confidence and confirmation to look for a pullback to then get long for targeting either the supply zone up here, so maybe like the base at 4465, and then also targeting the high liquidity all the way up there, right? Now this isn't taking into, higher time frame context if we zoom out a lot more. This is just on a smaller time frame perspective, right? But you guys should be able to get the idea, right? So I really want you guys to think, next time price comes into a supply or demand zone, I want you to look to the left and realize and think, where is the nearest supply, okay? Or where is the nearest demand? And where do I want price to go in order to give me confirmation that now I'm very confident that price is going to continue making its move higher. And for me, that would be this supply zone here, which price was not able to get above. So I didn't take a trade. Simple as that. Sure, I could have missed out. Sure, I could have had a great buy. I definitely also could have just gotten long here, gone like this, caught like a little bit less than 1 hour trade. Personally, I just don't want to risk 26 points on a trade. And so, sure, I may have missed out, but if I'm able to have the discipline and stick to my setups that I know work, ones that I have an edge in the market, I'm going to make a lot more money simply than just trading solely off supply and demand zone. Okay, so I want you guys to really focus in, look to the left next time you come to supply demand zone, and really figure out, has price confirmed my entry yet? Who's in control? Is it bulls? Is it bears? Right? You need to be able to figure that out before you consider taking an entry, and that's how you're going to make a lot more money trading. Okay? Now, if you guys want to learn the exact strategies I use, this is kind of like a sneak peek of one of the tips or edges that I use in my strategy. I want you to click the first link in the description down below, okay? And there's a free training that I made for you to watch. So go ahead, watch that free training. At the end, if you want to book a call with my team to see if you'd be a good fit for my one-on-one mentorship, you can go ahead and do that. But at least check out the free training, okay? You're going to learn a lot from that. If you learned something from this video, I can tell you that. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment below other videos I should make. I'll see you guys in the next video.